Why do you have no chairs in your house?
Just because I want to raise as many socially extreme eyebrows as possible. No. Again, we are a species destined to be innately empowered, wild, and connected, right? And the way that comes around is that we have this amazing physicality, social and spiritual self. And when you understand the physical self, again, one of those fundamental physical needs is movement and play. Okay, so I used to own a Pilates studio, and so I thought that was on the rung of the ladder of movement. And most of the people that come and see me, it was really symptom relief. You know, trying to reconfigure a posture that was basically compromised by modern life, and it's the modern part of life, which is a sedentary lifestyle. Now, 83% of the UK are living in urban environments. We're spending 90% of our time indoors. What are we doing in that time indoors? Most of it's sitting, right? So if we're sitting in one posture, and I have a Pilates studio that's designed for symptom relief, why keep dealing with the symptom? Why not go to the cause, which is the chair? And then if I look to nature for the perfect example, because I looked at the natural world and the natural beings of the world for the solution, because again, we can only look to nature for a natural condition, right? So I can do that through sleep, rest, play, whatever it is. In this case, it's, right, look at the chair. Does a chair exist in nature? No. So if we then look at, there's 100 different rest positions on the ground. Once you understand them, you can see that they're little micro nutrients of the macro skill of actually standing up.
Right.
So you have kids, right? So we observed our kids. Because I have a movement background, I was just obsessed and recording bit by bit by bit by bit of their movement, which is their motor skill milestones, how they unravel. So they have various different rest positions on the ground that enable them to become upright beings, right? None of that involves a chair, but they manage to get completely upright. They have the best postures ever, right? Up until the age of 6, 7, you don't have to. You don't have to go to physios or Pilates. You just have incredible physiology, and you can jump, run, lift, carry. You can do all these things that we're having to relearn and reconnect with. They already have it. So for me, I had to remove the chair because I had to be the best example for my kids. So if I'm sitting, my kids are going to want to sit. I can't say to them, no, you're not allowed on the chairs. You have to keep unraveling all these 100 different rest positions. So partly was to be the best example of a human being for my kids to observe the behaviors, but mostly it's just every one of those rest positions helps feed and nourish an amazing physiology that then the macro skills can come from walking, from running, through jumping, through lifting, through carrying, through throwing, defending, swimming. All of those things, the hierarchy within them is the posture. And the micro nutrient or element of that macro skill of the posture is all the ground rest positions. Unfortunately, when we sit, it's detrimental to the posture because we get locked in the hips, locked in the ankle. We revert back into a very old primal pattern, if you believe in evolution. Like 35 million evolutions, we're a C-shaped primate. So when we sit down, we then start to take on the C-shaped spine of the primate. It's very quick. And then if you start to then put a pad in front of you or a computer in front of you or a screen in front of you, you adopt even more of a C shape, which we call slumping, but really it's just adopting a very ancient spinal position. Then when you stand from that, of course, the head position is totally out. It's forward of the base of support, which means then when I simply walk or I run or any of those things, it means I have to keep striding further and further out because otherwise I'd fall over if the foot wasn't there. So it's just understanding that the ground rest positions, it's nature's cure really for a lot of the ills that I see within people's posture or within their physiology.
Yeah.
So there's joints that primarily should be offering mobility, some that offer stability. The pelvis should be offering stability and the thoracic spine should be offering mobility. When we sit down in a chair, it defies all of that. But when you upload the rest positions on the ground, like simple things like kneeling I'm doing now up on a chair, this is a single leg kneel, but it's the single leg squat just the same.
Yeah.
And it nourishes the ankle, stabilizes the knee, mobilizes the hips. And then I can build my posture above it. So it's opening up the locomotive joints and then allowing the muscles and the tendons within that system to understand their role, which then we can become more efficient, minimize the risk of injury. And aesthetics, we just have a system that understands its role. Therefore, I'm going to be physically stronger and look physically stronger and more empowered because my posture's aligned, you know?